A Mortal's Journey to Immortality Episode 236. In the previous episode, deep within the sealed hall, Han Li and his allies confronted the shocking truth: Elder Gu of the Controlling Spirit Sect had betrayed them. When his schemes were exposed, he resorted to a forbidden ritual, merging his body with a twin-tailed serpent through the long-lost Spiritfuse Technique. Before their eyes, Gu Shuangpu transformed into a terrifying half-human, half-serpent creature, scales glimmering green, eyes filled with cold malice, and twin tails whipping with deadly force. The hall's protective barrier trembled under its monstrous power. As the creature broke free and unleashed waves of venomous attacks, even the two nascent soul cultivators could only defend themselves. But Han Li stepped forward calmly, his blue flames and golden lightning combining into a dazzling display of strength. In an instant, he froze the beast into a sculpture of crystal ice, then shattered it completely, leaving only a faint trace of its corrupted soul. And the episode 236 continues. With a screech, the golden radiance turned the demon nascent into a cloud of smoke that soon scattered. The fearsome spirit-fused creature, which had been the result of a vicious ancient devil Dao technique, stood no chance against the combined might of the divine devilbane lightning. Unable to use instant movement to escape, it was completely annihilated. In the distance, the bald man's jaw dropped, utterly unable to form a word, while Old Man Ma's face appeared calm, yet his wide-open eyes betrayed his shock. Han Li, however, maintained his usual composed demeanor. He summoned the storage pouch on the floor and the blue trident into his hands, carefully observing the two men with his spiritual sense before tossing them to the bald man. Slowly, he said, "Although we have eliminated the threat, we should return the magic treasure and storage pouch to the Controlling Spirit Sect in an untouched condition. That way, there will be no complaints." The bald man instantly snapped out of his astonishment and agreed wholeheartedly. "Brother Han's words are very reasonable. We shall follow your suggestion." Old Man Ma, meanwhile, could only move his mouth a few times without producing a sound, eventually putting away his ruler magic treasure with a faint blush of embarrassment. Earlier, Han Li had killed a black-robed man due to a combination of carelessness and luck. This time, however, he had managed to single-handedly destroy a spirit-fused monster whose cultivation level was comparable to a mid-nascent soul cultivator, far beyond the capabilities of the bald man and Old Man Ma. Both men silently realized that Han Li, elder of the Drifting Cloud sect, might well possess the ability to overcome any opponent below the late nascent soul stage. Their respect and awe were evident. Calmly, Han Li stated, "The matter is resolved. I will be returning to rest. If the spell warriors return, please call for me." The bald man responded respectfully, "Brother Han, go ahead. We shall oversee the area." Han Li smiled and waved before leaving the hall. The display of celestial ice flames and divine devilbane lightning had been a deliberate measure. If he had not acted immediately, the serpentine monster might have escaped, leaving them to face endless complications. Now, with a condensed nascent soul, Han Li no longer felt the need to conceal his abilities. Unlike the days in the scattered star seas when he had to hide due to his low cultivation and unfamiliar surroundings, he now occupied the upper echelons of the cultivation world. Few could challenge him, and he could afford to reveal his strength to deter any would-be troublemakers. However, Han Li was careful not to show all his techniques at once. As he reflected on the recent battle, he also recalled the strange instability of the purple apex flames when enveloping the demon nascent. It seemed that using their full power required a higher level of cultivation. Shaking his head with a faint smile, he continued toward his residence. After Han Li left, Old Man Ma remarked wryly to the bald man, "Brother Lu, we misjudged him. Fellow Taoist Han's abilities are extraordinarily profound. His strength far surpasses ours." A trace of admiration appeared on the bald man's face. Indeed, even at early nascent soul, his golden lightning and blue flames could easily confront mid-nascent soul cultivators. Old Man Ma nodded. "This is fortunate for us. With such a powerful ally, the invading spell warriors pose no threat." The bald man frowned slightly, pondering, "Yet I have heard of golden lightning before. though I cannot recall its specifics. This blue flame is entirely unfamiliar to me. Do you have any idea? Brother Ma? Old man Ma shivered slightly. None. I have never seen golden lightning used so incisively. Even a nearly incorporeal nascent soul could not escape it. Let us not dwell on it, the bald man said, turning serious. No matter how powerful fellow Taoist Han may be, we should be thankful for his support. However, we still have tomorrow's matters to address. Old man Ma asked, puzzled. What do you mean by tomorrow's matters? The bald man's eyes glinted coldly. Since the Molan sent spies to break our formation, it is time we beat them at their own game. A sudden realization passed over old man Ma. The two men whispered conspiratorially, their voices barely audible in the hall. Moments later, the bald man laughed wildly, clearly pleased with the brilliance of their plan. The following day, as the sun reached its zenith, the thunder of war drums echoed across the horizon. The spell warrior army advanced, this time bringing a massive monster at the center of their ranks. The beast resembled a rhino, magnified several tens of times, with a lustrous blue horn over 3 meters long. Its enormous body was sheathed in glowing black battle armor, adorned with talismanic characters, yet it moved with surprising grace, treading lightly on the clouds beneath its feet. On its back sat a striking woman in her prime. Her bare feet and delicate appearance belied the hostile aura emanating from her cold eyes. She wore simple, short dark green robes. Ku Yao and a shriveled spell warrior flanked her, moving cautiously as they approached the Yellow Dragon Mountains. Yi, the woman suddenly exclaimed in astonishment. Ku Yao asked, has Master La discovered something? The woman's expression grew serious. Yes, something is amiss. The shriveled spell warrior wondered if the plan had changed. Has that person failed? Not necessarily, the woman said calmly. You should investigate further. They extended their spiritual senses and were shocked by what they discovered. The dark green mist had vanished, revealing the mountains and jade platforms they had expected to encounter. Though now ruined, scorched, and emitting smoke, the eerie silence and lack of other cultivators created a grim scene. The spell warrior army split into two as the woman guided her massive beast forward. Ku Yao and the shriveled spell warrior followed, observing the destruction with caution. The woman's sharp gaze swept over the ruined landscape, and a cold smile played across her lips. The shriveled spell warrior said, worriedly, although the mist has lifted, there are still restrictions blocking my spiritual sense from seeing further. Ku Yao added, this may just be an illusion. If that person succeeded, they should have joined us by now. With a cold tone, the woman asked, so we simply stand here and do nothing? The shriveled spell warrior reassured her. Of course not. We must be cautious. It is possible the person only partially succeeded and escaped. As a result, the other cultivators must have abandoned this place and made a retreat. And that wraps up this episode. In this part, we saw Han Li demonstrate not only overwhelming power but also remarkable strategic thinking. He single-handedly defeated a demon nascent, a spirit-fused creature of tremendous strength. Comparable to a mid-nascent soul cultivator, that would have been nearly impossible for others to handle. By using the celestial ice flames and divine devilbane lightning with precision, Han Li eliminated the threat quickly, showing both his combat prowess and his ability to remain calm under pressure. His careful decision to return the magic treasure and storage pouch intact also revealed his wisdom and respect for the broader rules of the cultivation world, earning the admiration of the bald man and old man Ma. This episode also highlighted a significant shift in Han Li's position, no longer needing to hide his abilities, as he once did in the scattered star seas. Han Li now moves freely among the upper echelons of cultivators. His display of strength serves not only to protect those around him but also to subtly warn potential enemies not to underestimate him. At the same time, he remains cautious, understanding that revealing all of his techniques would not be wise, even in the face of overwhelming power. Meanwhile, the looming threat of the Molan invasion grew more tense. The spell warrior army advanced with a massive, armored beast and a formidable leader, only to encounter the aftermath of Han Li's decisive actions. The ruined platforms, blackened and scorched, and the strange disappearance of the mist demonstrated the strategic advantage he had created, leaving the enemy uncertain and cautious. This part of the story emphasizes Han Li's ability to influence the battlefield far beyond his immediate presence, showing that his intelligence and foresight are as formidable as his combat abilities. Overall, this episode illustrates that Han Li is not just strong, but highly perceptive, careful, and capable of outmaneuvering opponents even in dangerous situations. His presence ensures that allies can feel safer while enemies are left wary and cautious. If you enjoyed this episode or found it thrilling, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to get the latest updates on Han Li's journey. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.